think she's with someone, but like, you know,
casually probing.
but you go through stuff in this town and then you carry it with you, and then it manifests in some way, and then whoever you're with, they have to deal with your baggage from the previous thing, and so it's just this ongoing.
No, but this
effect.
city is also nuts, though. Like, this city's not really representative of like most of the world, if not the country.
Thank God.
Like this city, Miami, New
bold
York.
statement.
Oof.
No, 100%. It's like people are, I don't want to say normal in other parts, but like a little
Like
bit
dating
more,
specifically, or just like normal as a
all of
just-
it. All of it. Like here, it's like I went to Europe like a couple weeks ago, to Italy, but like I was going there for like business stuff, and I run into like 100 people that I know from LA that like are not there for business. But if I used to live in Dallas, like that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't run into people from Dallas. Maybe one or two.
Sure.
But like, it's just like a different world.
Because
you see
it's more
like people.
cosmopolitan. Yeah,
But you also see people that are like, trying to be careful about how I say this, but you see people like college aged and potentially younger. Just you're like, what are you doing here? How are you here? That's all I'm gonna say.
No, I agree with that. What's your take, Diya?
I get it. I feel like I have a lot of friends here, young, old, that are definitely struggling to, find their person. And I think it's interesting to see the ones that like have their lives figured out. They've got a great job, their career is on track, everything is going for them except this one thing. And just how hard it is sometimes, especially as you were saying in places like LA specifically, to find someone that's gonna help you carry your baggage.
Yeah. Your take on this?
I mean, I guess being from here, it doesn't feel that way to me, right? And I lived in New York for a while too, and people always say like, oh, New York's like the hardest place in the world to date, and it's tough, and everyone is kind of like ADHD with dating because everyone's so busy. I think dating can be hard or easy anywhere because like in the middle of the country, they have fewer options. People get married to their high school sweethearts and, crazy things like that. And, here it's like there's so many people and there's so many types of people. And like we're lucky, that there's so many Desis here, which wouldn't be like if you're Desi looking for a Desi, right? Which isn't the norm in maybe the rest of the country.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit more diversity here, right?
Yeah.
But also like here, you talking about like the smaller parts. They also, I think it's one of those things when you don't know what else is out there, that can also be a blessing. Because here is like the paradox of choice, because there's so many options here, whereas when you're in some of those like smaller markets, you're not thinking about what's better.
And it is decision paralysis on one end, but it's also like abundance mindset on the other of like, also people get married later here or in other big cities, have kids later. Like they kind of aren't just what I was saying earlier, just like, oh, let me just marry my high school sweetheart and I have my whole life like figured out.
Yeah. I went to 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿 yesterday with my hosting agent.
Thanks for
And
that.
I felt like I was doing like great. I'm like, oh, my podcast is doing fine. And then like, I'm working like model stuff here and there. And then like he brings his client, and I'm not trying to, my agent's great. I don't get dropped by my agency. But like the client's like on the CBS show, like hosting, he's like has like a real like, network job. And then like Denise Richards is down like next to us, like literally.
cool.
And I'm just like, and they're talking like showbiz stuff, like everybody. I'm like, Jesus Christ! I felt like I wasn't even in the business sometimes. I'm like, am I even doing anything? Like, do I have any effect at all, in society? So then you start to compare yourself. So I'm leaving 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐷𝐿 like, Jesus Christ, I'm a loser. And then I was like, no, Denise Richards hasn't done anything in the last, so she's a loser.
She's like,
Hey, she just had a show. She's going through a very hard time.
No, but you know what I'm saying though? It's just like it's in your face all the time.
Yeah.